Hello, Troy here with Speed Freak Performance, also known as SFP Nostalgia Motorsports, where I work in my garage on street strip cars, dual purpose cars, cars that can run on the street, cruise, and also go to the track. It has been a long time since I have uploaded any videos to YouTube, and that's not due to a lack of working on cars, but it's a lack of actually uploading videos. So it was very difficult to find time to edit videos because whenever I had some free time, I wanted to use it to actually get something done on the cars. That's why the last video you'll see that I had uploaded was the one where I had the Chevelle at the track and it went 13.20 and I believe it was 103.5 mile per hour. My goal for that thing, with the mileage that's on it, is to get the thing deep into the 12s where it should be based on that mile per hour. And it just hasn't been happening. First, the rear end is bad. The posse's been broken for years, so I'm operating it like a peg leg, like an open rear. And the other thing is I never really got in there to dial in the rest of the combination, such as advanced curve, jetting, things like that. I just didn't have the time to do it yet because every time I've been at the track I've been fighting this traction problem. So it did go 13.2 as you can see on the video, and that was with borrowed drag radials because I had sold mine, unfortunately. So I had borrowed drag radials from a friend of mine, Murray, and they were hard as a rock, pretty chunked up, and I had to roll in the throttle to actually get the thing off the line. I think I was running 190s, like 199, something like that, 60 foot times, and still managed that 13.20. But the mile per hour was the surprising part, because that was a pretty damn good mile per hour for the amount of mileage on that car. Now the car has right around 150,000 miles on it. What happened was, after I raced it, the next weekend, my family took the car to a car show about 40 miles away from our house, and the thing started running terrible. It was low on power and actually sounded like a wet fart. And I knew that one of the cylinders was dead. So we got the car back home, we went to the show, limped it back home, and what it turned out to be was a broken valve spring. And I took video of the whole ordeal with me swapping the valve springs out, how you go about doing it without compressed air. It was a decent video, but I never fully edited it, so I never put it on YouTube. And that's the stuff I want to avoid for this year. I just have to make it a point to get the videos up on YouTube. But back to the Chevelle and the problem. I fixed that issue then, and I also put drag bags in it because I didn't want to sideline the Chevelle while I build a rear for it. I wanted to get this car into the 12s exactly the way it sits, in that combination. 355 gears, same converter, everything. So I changed the valve spring, took it back to the track 2 weeks later, and went 1340, a 1340, 1341, and a 1339. The car was running 1.8 seconds 60 foot times and running like a bat out of hell to the 8th mile, but it would not pull beyond 5,000 RPM on the top end. And I couldn't even hit, I think I went 98 mile per hour and 99, and compare that to the 103.5. I mean, I'm leaving major horsepower there on the table, so something was really wrong with the car. So I came back home, went through it, thought it was running better, did some tweaks here and there, took it back to the track, same damn thing again. And it is running 8th mile times that it should be capable of running in the 1260 range. And it just isn't happening because of not being able to pull in high gear on the top end. So that is the next thing I'm chasing with that car, is correcting that issue. So that'll be something that you should see on the channel this year. First will be the Buick, though, getting this thing on the road so we can actually enjoy it. I have to rebuild my Rochester Ford Jet that has been sitting on the workbench forever. And also the brakes on this, I need to do a master cylinder. This is the master cylinder. It's a unique master cylinder for the 61 through 63 Buick Skylark, and I think this one also came on the Oldsmobile F85 of the same time frame. I need to go through this first to see, am I going to rebuild it or am I going to purchase a remanufactured one? It all depends how the piston and this cylinder inside here actually looks. If it's in bad shape, I'll have to do a remanufactured. But the first thing I want to do is get it running because of the sleeve issue that these cars can have. It's been sitting a while, and 215 Buick engines, which later became the Rover engine, they're notorious for sleeve slippage because of the aluminum block with the pressed-in sleeve. So I want to make sure that that's all good before I sink any money into the brake system. Because if I need to go a different direction with this car, I'm going to be doing more work up front than I would if I'd just be leaving this 215 in as is. What I don't want to do is rebuild the 215. The reason being, 215s are not cheap to build. Parts for them are pretty expensive, and also to get good machine work done is sometimes a hassle as well. But I don't want to sink a bunch of money into an engine like this. I'd rather be doing something else. Now I will tell you, if this car does need a different engine, it will be something nostalgic, because that's what this whole channel is about. It's about doing stuff in your garage, but old school methods, and also old school machines. You will not see any LS swaps on this channel. It doesn't mean that I won't ever do an LS swap. LS swaps, they're fine, they have their place in the hot rod world, but everybody is doing them. It seems like every channel on YouTube is somebody doing something with an LS. And it's just a lot of stuff out there, and I don't want to be adding to that. There's enough fuel for that fire already. What I'd like to be doing is this nostalgia era, stay geared towards that in that direction, and racing the Chevelle. I'd like to share with people that you can build old cars inexpensively, build these engines to really perform, and be able to run with these cars that are out there today that are late model without spending a ton of money. So that's the direction I need to keep this channel going. If that's something that you would like to see more, please don't hesitate to hit the like and subscribe so that you can follow along on my journey of bringing true old school dual purpose cars to the forefront again. There are other guys out there doing it. I'm not the only one doing it alone, but I do want to just be part of that and bringing the attention to everybody, especially these younger hot rodders out there. I know they're hungry for it. It's just, I think there's not enough out there. It's so easy to find these LS swaps or mod motor swaps. They all have their place in the industry, and I think they're wonderful as well. But you can do this stuff on a budget and have cars really perform well and be true to their roots. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. I post on there nearly every day, or at least several times throughout the week. And you can find me there at Nostalgia Street Strip. There's a ton of stuff on there with my Chevelle that I affectionately call the Boulevard Bruiser. There are also a lot of photos of the 61 Skylark and other things that my family and I work on together, as well as different shows that I go to. Another thing I'd like to do more this year is I contribute to Bang Shift. I'd like to do that more often. I have a lot of fun with that as well. So that's another thing. I just need to do that just to keep myself motivated and pumped up about these projects. So that's it. You've heard me ramble long enough. Stay tuned for more videos. I promise more will be coming, and I'd like to do them more regularly, and it will be starting with the 61 Buick Skylark and getting that thing up and running. Once again, if you want to see more of this stuff, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will catch you later. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching.